Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my page, platform, channel, whatever. Welcome back. We are still in my book, day 50. That means we've already done 40 days, y'all. We are almost there, right? Praise the Lord. 5 more days to halfway. I do commit to being here as often as I can. And we're going to do all the things. So I am thankful that you are here. We're going to be talking about my book, The 90-Day No Talk Experiment. Again, I wrote this book, published in 2022. It was just a compilation of all the things that the Lord had been doing for me, has done for me, continues to do for me in my life. And I wanted to share that. The Bible says it is the goodness of God that bring men to repentance. And so I wanted to share just how good God has been to me in hopes that someone would see it and give him a try. If you haven't tried Jesus, he's all right. Let me just tell you that. I was thinking about something earlier today, and I thought, as much as I love people, as much as I desire to have love in my life, as much as I desire all the things, I don't want anything more than I want the Lord. I was thinking about some stuff that's recently been going on just in my sphere, just in my circle. And I'm like, you know what? Everything that I look at is good. I have a good life. My kids are well. My business is going good. All of that is good. But nothing satisfies me the way Jesus satisfies me. And I am okay with him. Him and I are okay together. And I am so thankful for what he has done in my life. And I want to share that to the masses. I want people to be able to look at my life and go, you know what? She lives a pretty decent life. I wonder what's going on. And so, anywho, that's how the book came about. We're jumping in. Today is day 50, and we're talking about an anomaly, right? So, if you don't know what an anomaly is, it is something that deviates from what is standard, normal, or expected. Something that deviates from what is standard, normal, or expected, right? We expect what do I want to say? There are just some things that we have expectation behind. But then you see something and it's like beyond ordinary. It's extraordinary, and it's beyond extraordinary. I think an anomaly is beyond extraordinary. It's like, oh my God, this cannot be a real thing, but it is a real thing. Hey, Miss Sue, and it's so irregular. You don't see this as much, which is what makes it such a phenomenon. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for helping me with that, right? An anomaly is something that I don't see all the time. I see the normal stuff, but this is something that deviates from the standard. It's above standard. It's not subpar, it's super par. It's over par, right? It's not normal. It is what you would least expect in the good way. And the reason I got this particular excerpt, it is a noun, meaning it is a person, place, or a thing, right? So in this case, it's talking about a person. And I have had men tell me that I'm an anomaly. And I'm thinking, I'm not any different than anybody else, and not wanting to on purpose be different than anybody else, because we all know that being different from everybody else makes you open to speculation. People have so much more to say about you. And we talked, I think, last night about those comments, and people are always in the comments, oh, she's a pick me. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. And you're just simply being who you are. And those who don't understand who you are or don't want to do the extra thing that you're doing, they just have to have something negative to say. And so I shied away from that, really, honestly, because I don't think of myself as an anomaly. I think of myself as just a regular person. But what I have grown to understand is that I'm not just regular. I am so not regular. I was thinking this earlier today, and I think a lot when I'm in my office. I was in my office today. I think a lot. And this is what I thought. Say I'm in a situation and I'm getting to know someone I've met. Say this is a scenario, right? Just go with this scenario. That I've met someone. I am a natural born leader. I can lead anything. But I choose, even though I have leadership qualities and tendencies, I choose to allow my person to lead. And they would say, well, this is not normal because in 2025, you typically have the woman trying to be in charge of everything. And my thought process is this: if I start leading now, then I will not submit to your leadership later. Does that make sense? Now, I'm not saying there aren't women out here who say that. I'm just thinking it's not the norm. Those of us who believe in true submission to our spouses, to our people, to our spouses, those people who are trying to be our spouse. I'm not saying submit to everybody, because that is not what I'm saying at all. But it's so irregular to have that mindset. I believe in traditional gender roles, and I know that some people, specifically in 2025, not here for it. They don't want to hear nothing about no traditional gender role. That is not them. I'm out here trying to get my bag. I'm out here trying to make my coins. I'm doing whatever I want to do. No man gonna tell me. I'm gonna do whatever Shakima want to do. That's not my mindset. My whole mindset is that the Lord created a man and a woman to operate the way that they should together. And then he created the family structure the way he created it, because he knew better than we did the way the family structure should run, right? And so I believe 10 toes down in God's plan for marriage and family and kids and all the things. That's not what people are doing today. It's so non-traditional. It's so non-gender roles, right? The man is staying home and the woman is going and bringing the bag. Can I tell you, I don't mind working, but I am never going to bring in the bag to where my husband feels like I'm the husband. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So when I had this particular individual say this to me, and it's somebody that I esteem very highly. It wasn't just a randomized person. It's somebody that had been in my life for a while. We had been in social spaces together. We were never together, but this person has seen me operate. I've seen them operate. I kind of know how they work, and I know how their brain works, and they kind of know me as well. But for them to say that, in the beginning, I felt a little like, but why are you singling me out? Don't single me out. There's plenty of people who are like me. And then I realized there are plenty of people who aren't like me. Now, don't get it twisted. There are people who are like me, and I appreciate that, and I hope that they appreciate me. But there aren't a lot of people like me either. But I was called an anomaly. And how does that become, right? In my opinion, I believe it is when you are not what others expect. When people meet me, sometimes they're like, oh my God, you're a real person. Because being in social spaces, people assign to you or attach to you who they think you are. They don't know the true you until they get around you. The first time I remember meeting several people in person. They're like, I feel like a celebrity's in my house. I am just a regular person. I am not a celebrity. You don't have to serve me. Let me serve you. Is there something I can do to help you? I cook, I clean, I do all the things just like normal. But of course, when you're out here in social spaces, people do not believe that that is you. So don't assign something to me that I'm not, but this really is truly who I am. People say social media is not real. Can I promise you that I am the same person right now that I'm going to be in 10 minutes from now, in an hour from now, and I was an hour ago? This is Shakima all the time. It doesn't change. Why change? I find it too much effort to change and try to be this in front of y'all and this in front of somebody else and this when I'm at work and this when I'm at church. Can I just be the same person all at once? And it's no problem. There is nothing wrong with being an anomaly. Remember, that is something that deviates from what is standard. It's normal, or what is expected. When did this happen in my life? I think around 2013. So I had gotten separated in 2009. I had gotten divorced in 2010. I spent the next 3 years really just on the altar, laying on the altar, praying and asking God to help me, asking God to change me, asking God to make me who he wanted me to be. And so God did his big one, right? He did something in my life that I can't explain. You just have to be around me to understand what he did. He just really did his big one with me. And I came out of that rough time because it was hard. I came out of that rough time so much better, but my mind was better. I wanted to be better. I wanted to do more. I wanted to help more. I wanted to stretch out in multiple different places to help those who are less fortunate. I had someone tell me just the past couple of weeks, I think you're a very kind and giving person. You seem to do stuff without even thinking about it and just out of the kindness of your heart. What else would I do? Right? In a world where people are so selfish and give me, it's me, my, and mine, we've forgotten about everybody else and we just want what we want when we want it. Why is that? What about the person who says, you know what? I got enough stuff. Let me go give it away to some people. That's an anomaly. That's a person who has said, you know what? I'm going to esteem my neighbor higher than myself. I really don't care about me, I'm good. I'm taken care of. Now I'm going to take this over in abundance that you've been praying for and give it into other places. We thank God that He does exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ask, hope, dare to dream, right? But what do you want all of that for? Is it not to push forward the kingdom? Is it not for kingdom progression? Or do you just want it to have stuff? You got to ask yourself those questions. And for me, I choose. This is just Shakima. This doesn't have to be anybody else. And if you don't know me, you don't have to believe me. I'm just telling you, I choose to serve where I can. Now, I can't serve in every place because everybody doesn't want an anomaly there. Because when anomaly shows up in a normal space, you automatically know that something is off, something's different, something's wrong, something's just not jiving, or they have to try to be better than you when this is just your normal self. So I just made a decision in 2013 when the Lord brought me out of all of that I was going through. I said, God, you got to bring me out of this different than I was. Like, I'm not going to go through all of these 3 years of crying on this altar every Sunday just to come out the same. So, God, is there something that you can do for me, with me, in me, through me, that's going to help me be different? And I read a book. It was called The Resolution for Women by Priscilla Shirer. And can I tell you, when I read The Resolution for Women by Priscilla Shirer, it radically changed me as a woman. Now, it didn't change me physically. I was always a woman, born a woman, identify as a woman, gonna die a woman. I'm all of that, but it changed here. And these are some of the things that I decided after reading that book and coming out of that time with the Lord. The first thing, this is what makes me very different. I hope it's you too. We can be the same. I'm not going to compete with other women. There's not one woman out here that has what I want. Nothing. Because it's yours. And so if I get your thing, I'm not even going to know how to treat it. I probably will mishandle it because it wasn't meant for me. What I want is what God has for me. It could be the same lookalike thing. It could be, we could have the same exact thing, but I don't want your thing. I want what God has for me. So for me to come out here and try to one up you, try to be better than you, try to speak more better than you, try to go more places, try to get more bookings, try to get more speaking engagements, try to get more people to give me, none of that is never going to happen. That's not my portion. To be competing with people, it's not my portion. I don't have to compete with anybody. I was in a classroom, what's today? Friday. Yesterday, I was in a classroom, a 7th grade classroom, and I was asking the kids, I said, what makes me different than any other person you've ever seen? And man, the things that they can tell you. Listen, can you imagine me stepping into a room dressed to the nines? Because it's always going to be that. With this bold blonde hair, with these blinged out earrings, in my stilettos, looking FLY. Why would I even have to compete with anybody? And I don't think that I'm a pretty person. I don't think I'm beautiful or none of that. I don't have low self-esteem. I just don't put any stock in that physical stuff. I'm more worried about the inside of Shakima. But I'm telling you right now, I've walked in rooms and rooms have gotten quiet. Who is that? Where's she come from? So for me to compete with you, I mean, get somebody else to do it. The second thing is I'm not going to be catty with other women. We're not going to be online going back and forward with each other, trying to figure out or trying to be the best one. That's not my life. That's not what God has called me to. If you want to get up there and do that, God bless you. Hope it works out well for you. But I am a class act. I am made in the image of God. And I don't know that God was out there bickering back and forward with people. 2 places I'm not going, over there and back and forward with you. I'm not. Over here, over there, over here. We not. You got it. It's for you. You got it. It's perfect. Don't worry about it. I don't have to win the conversation. I don't have to win the argument. I don't have to be the better dressed. I don't have to be the center of attention. I don't have to be any of that, because I promise you that I can walk into a room and people will stop. They'll go, oh my God, who is that? And I haven't said a word. Now, don't let the Lord give me a word to say, because people are really, I was at a speaking engagement not very long ago. I was a part of a panel, and I got up, another person spoke before I did. Then I got up and I spoke, and I'm telling you, there was so many people that said, oh my God, what you said. And I mean, people will gravitate to the authentic who you are. The third thing I said is, I'm not going to fight for my place among women. I have a place. It just may not be in this group. So if there's all of y'all and y'all clicked up together and you don't want to include me, that's fine. I have learned how to be okay not being invited to the table. I just set my own. It used to hurt my feelings to want to be a part of a group so bad, and people would just see you and they would be competing with you, not you competing with them. Here's the thing. I don't have to sit at your table. I am fully equipped to set my own. Full with all the place settings. Salad, entree, dessert, soup, whatever. I can do all of it, whatever you want. The next thing I said is, I'm not going to be like any other woman. We are all women. Those of us who are born women, we are women, but we're not the same. We have some similar like tendencies. Some of us have similar facial features. We have similar ways that we interact with each other, but I'm not the same as them. There are some things that are innately unique to me. And I am thankful for that innate uniqueness that I get to have. That's just Shakima. The next thing, I'm not going to demand my rights from anyone. I have the right to say what I want. Well, you do. But do you got to demand your rights? Now, I'm not going to let anybody treat me bad. I'm not going to let anybody disrespect me, because I know how to exit stage left real quick. You don't have to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me. Listen, if you're going to treat me harmfully or harsh, that's fine. I know how to remove myself from a situation, but I'm never going to demand that you acknowledge me. I'm never going to demand that you call my name from the pulpit. I'm never going to demand that you recognize me when I show up. Listen, does it really matter? I went to a funeral not very long ago, and I know that it is standard practice. It is standard practice in the church that I'm a part of, my dad's church, that if you are a preacher of the gospel and you go to a funeral, you wear what is called civic attire. I already know that. I would wear a long black skirt. I will wear a black preacher shirt with a tab collar. I would not wear my full collar. I could wear my full collar. I could wear the full collar. Wear my full collar with a black blazer with black pantyhose and black shoes. I know the deal. I know. But what happens when you walk into a space and you're clad in civic attire is that people then give you special treatment. You get moved to the front, you get to sit in this special spot and all the things. So I knew going to this funeral, and I said, I'm not going to wear civic attire. I'm just going to wear a regular black dress and be regular. I didn't get put to the front. Nobody ushered me anywhere. I sat in the back. I was with a friend. She was there because that person was really her friend more than my friend. And I was just there to support her in my regular clothes. Well, lo and behold, they asked for all the clergy to stand. At that point, I stood because I am a part of the fivefold ministry gifting, but I didn't have to put on my special clothes so they could usher me up to the front just so I could be seen. It wasn't my moment. We were there to celebrate the life of this individual that had passed way too soon, in my opinion, 44 years old. He should still be here doing all the things, but he was not, and we were there. So for me, I'm not going to demand to come sit in the pulpit just because I'm a pastor. I can sit in the back, ain't no problem. The next thing, I'm not going to be haughty or arrogant. There are a lot of things that I am good at. There are a lot of things that I'm well versed in. There are a lot of areas that I can help and add and be beneficial. But I'm not going to roll up on you. Well, I know this, and if y'all don't listen to me, it ain't never going to work out because I know everything. That is just rude. That's not what I'm doing. That's not the type of character that I want to portray. I don't have to be right. I don't have to be involved. I don't have to be included. This is your moment. You have your I want more than anything. I want people to have their moment. I'm going to have mine. I've already had several. I'm going to have several more. but it's not this one. So for me to just and to really treat people crazy, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like you can go to some places and they will look at you and not. I was somewhere, it was a couple years ago, I went somewhere and I get it. I know why the person did what they did, but they did not even welcome me. I could tell from their face they did not want me there. I went over to give them a hug and it was like, why are you touching, why are you touching me? I was like, oh my, well, indeed. And I thought about it later. I was like, okay, I get it. She don't know me from anywhere. It is what it is. She's not appreciating me being in her space. I get that. But I'm not going to be haughty. I'm not going to be arrogant. That's not me. I'm going to receive people. I'm going to receive people well if I can. If I miss you in the receiving line, listen, come through again. Or if I see you in the parking lot, hey girl, how you doing? I am not too big to stop and just talk to somebody in the parking lot 30 minutes, standing in my stilettos, y'all. I wish I had brought some little flip-floppy shoes. I know better. I go to black church. I should have flip-flops in my car. I did not, but I'll stand right there and talk to you. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not anybody that I should be able to have a conversation with anybody or to make you feel like you aren't important. You are not on my same stature or my level, so I'm not going to talk to you. That's not what I'm going to do. The next thing is I'm not going to miss an opportunity to help someone when I'm able without expecting anything in return. I'm going to give. The Bible says, given it shall be given unto you, right? So I'm going to give, somebody else going to give to me. And then out of the abundance of the gift that was given, I'm going to then find people that I can help. I'm always trying to find somebody I can help. And people typically will call me and they'll say, hey, Shakima, do you know a person? Or hey, Shakima, does anybody that you know need this? Or do you know a person who need this job? They calling me. I'm not HR. I'm not HR. Why are you calling me? Because they have seen over the time that we have been in fellowship together that I'm always trying to help who I can. Now, again, let me just go back and be real. Am I perfect in this? No. But do I strive to be this individual that will make the Lord proud? Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanksgiving is coming up. I'm always looking for people who don't have anywhere to go. Guess what? You can come here. You don't have a place to go. You don't have family clothes. You don't have a money to go and do all the fixings and trimmings. Don't worry about it. I got it. You come over. Sunday suppers. Y'all just come over. What we can bring. You don't have to bring a thing. Bring something if you want to, but I'm going to provide space. I'm going to provide an area for people to just come and be. The one thing that we as women can be, now I'm going to say this and y'all hear me, right? I'm not going to be my husband's peace, but I can be a place of peace. Okay. You can't be peace to nobody. They're going to have to, Jesus said, my peace I leave. He didn't say, I'm going to leave you, Shakima, she going to be peace. He said, my peace I leave. So he's leaving us peace, but you don't have to come in and create all kinds of ruckus and carryings on. You can be a place of peace. And for some people, that makes you an anomaly because everybody out here fighting. We fighting. No, you're not gonna one up me. We out here throwing elbows, y'all. No, I'm not. I'm gonna be a place. I'm a soft place to land. You need a place that's judgment free. Come on over here. It's fine. I got you. Most women don't understand this. When you look at the anatomy of a woman and the anatomy of a man has typically a man has a very solid, flat chest. He does not have the front chesticles that women have, right? Just very flat. That to me signifies a strength. When a woman lays her head on her husband's chest or a baby lays her head on dad's chest, it is a place of strength. This man's going to protect me. He is going to take care of me. He's not going to let anybody hurt me. Women, on the other hand, we're very front loaded, right? And we squish. So when your husband lays on your chest or your baby lays on your chest, because we are nurturers, it typically is a soft place to land. You can land here and be okay, even when you're not okay. You need to talk it out. No problem. You need to work it out. I got you. You need to just hash it out. Hey, I'm listening. That's what we can be. And when you are those things, see, this is how it makes you different. It separates you from the group and it brings you into, I'm so different from what is standard. Standard, everybody out here trying to get their bag. Deviation from the standard is, hey, babe, I'm holding us down while you out here trying to get it. You go get it. I got this. And then after you get it, you got me. And why does he get the woman that held him down, right? Because she held him down when nobody else would. Everybody else was like, no, he a bum. He ain't gonna get nothing. He ain't never gonna be nobody. This woman was with. You wonder why men are with the women that they're with for years and years and years. Never stepped out, never did anything crazy. Because she had something in her that was for me. She was team me the whole time. I saw something the other day. It's on the Dear Future Wifey podcast. I don't watch his podcast. I just happened to see a little clip. And there was a woman there, and her husband, he had lost his first wife. I wish I had seen the episode. Looked like it was a good one, just from that little clip that I found. And they're married now, but I guess the husband's still grieving. You know, you grieve your spouse when they pass, and it's whatever reason. I don't know the reason. But she said when I don't know if it was her birthday or their anniversary or whatever, but he was having these memories and thoughts, and he was just in a place. And she said, you know what? I'm going to make this day about you. Whatever you want to do. You want to go to the grave, we go into the grave. He wrote the wife a letter. They prayed, and this man is sitting on this little couch, and he is just pouring tears. Now he's married to this other woman. His first wife has passed on. She evidently has been passed on long enough for him to be remarried. Tears just streaming down his face. And he said, she just gave me a safe place. She just let me be. She let me grieve my process. Because I don't think that if his wife had not passed away, they would have not been married, right? He loved that woman accordingly. But the new wife said, some women are upset and they say, this never could have been me. I wouldn't have rolled with him to no gravesite, let him write no letter to his late wife. I wouldn't have done it. And she said, that's why you ain't with him, because you wouldn't have done it. That's anomaly. That's something that's very different. He found in this person someone who could understand what he was going through. He found in this person someone who could let him go through it safely without penalizing him. I'm the new wife. What you mean? You still grieving over oh, no. She was like, whatever you need from me, you let me know. She had already planned some stuff out, but then she allowed him to come in and say, hey, this is what I need. And that's who people are looking for. They're looking for the person who will allow them to just be. That's what's going to separate some of us from the pack. Could I do it? Absolutely. I don't know what it's like to lose a person in a tragic way. I don't know what it's like to be separated from the person you thought was going to be the love of your life for your life. And all of a sudden they are no longer there. Who am I to step in and tell you that you can't feel what you feel? You feel what you feel. I'd much rather you feel it with me than to pretend you don't and then to go somewhere and grieve on your own. No, this is a safe place to land. But I don't think I'm special. I really don't. I wanted to actually be normal. I wanted to just fit in. And I realized along the way, somewhere down the line, that God did not want me to just fit in. I've never fit. I've always been a misfit. And I think about the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Island of Misfits. Those people fit somewhere. They just didn't fit in the mainstream. They just didn't fit in the norm. He's an elf, but he wants to be a dentist. Why can't I be a dentist? Because you're an elf. No, I really want to be a dentist. And all the broken toys and all of us that have our own separate issues. I never was supposed to fit into any mold. The Lord made me the way he made me so that I could be this individual. I didn't ask to be this person, but this is who I am. The truth is, really, and I'm just reading this out of my book, I'm not anything special. I don't think I'm special at all. I don't think I'm pretty. I don't think any of the things that people think about me. I don't think I'm kind. I don't think I go above and beyond. To me, that's normal. The things I do are normal. But to other people who are not used to my normal, they think is anomaly. Oh my God, I haven't seen anybody doing any of this before. To me, it's normal. To feed a person that doesn't have food, normal. To clothe a person that's naked, normal. To be a safe place to land when somebody has had a hard time, normal. To be a listening ear, normal. I got a phone call today. Was running an errand, trying to get my workout in. I stayed on the phone for almost an hour. And I said, Lord, just let it be a blessing to the person. I really needed to be doing something else because I was on a time schedule. But guess what? The Lord redeemed the time. I finished up with the conversation, did what I had to do, came home, grabbed a quick shower. I jumped on here. I haven't eaten a meal yet, but guess what? I'm going to eat a little later. I'm not special. This is just my gifting. It's my calling. I'm a simple, regular woman trying to live a quiet life, contrary to popular belief, that makes a huge impact on the world. Really, I just want to live a soft, quiet life, but I want to make a huge impact. When I die, see, this is the thing, and I don't like thinking about death. It's very hard for me. But y'all, listen to Shakima. When I go, will there just be standing room only? Or will nobody even show up? That's the question I ask myself. And not that I want it to be standing room only. I ain't going to be there. I don't know who's going to show up or not, but I promise you that I pray, Lord, please allow my life to make an impact on somebody. Please allow my life to help somebody get from point A to point B. Lord, please allow the example of my life to help that person not do the thing they were thinking about, and that they would know it's going to be okay. God, can you just show them how it was for me and how it is now, honestly, so that they can make a different decision? God, they're at the cusp of decision. They're getting ready to do something that they can't come back from. Would you just let them know? That's what I am. I'm a woman. I love the Lord with my whole heart, with my whole being. I love God. If he doesn't do nothing else for me, he has done it all. He has done enough. He has given me more than I could ever think, more than I could ever dream. When I look at my home, when I look at my kids who are all well in their minds, who are all tax-paying citizens, who don't have any children out of wedlock, praise the Lord. Well, Shakima, you act like that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But to have my sons having to fight over can they see their kid is not the portion that we're doing here. And to have my daughters not sure when they baby daddy's gonna show up and if he gonna bring diapers or if she gonna have to go put him on the child support and all that other stuff. Oh, no, no, no. Do you hear me what I'm saying? I am thankful for what God has done. But I need the example that I have lived for other people to see, to say, you know what, God, if you can turn that raggedy person around, perhaps there is something you can do for me. That's my prayer, I think, every time, is that the seemingly irregular become regular. That what is seen as an anomaly becomes normal. Can we normalize? And I wrote that on my page. Can we normalize the irregular becoming regular? Because this is what Jesus would have done, honestly. We all want to be like the Lord, or do you just want the stage like the Lord? Listen, God didn't always preach. He had to go to get away from folks. Some of us trying to preach around people, like how many people gonna be there? You already know how many people gonna be there. Oh, that ain't enough people for me to come. I remember Priscilla Shire, and I like her a lot. She told a story about going to preach somewhere. They invited her to come, flew her out. She had all these books she was sending ahead of time because she had planned to sell her books and all the things. And she got there to the conference and there were 4 people. And she said, Lord, she said, we shipped all these books. We got to ship them back. And she said, the Lord, there was one lady in that, out of those 4 ladies that needed ministered to. And she said, God, if you only sent me for this one, I thank you. And that's how I try to operate with people. If you only sent me for this one, then God, I thank you for that. Some of us need 31 and 41 and 101. Y'all need 1,001. Some of y'all need 4,001 before you even show up. God, if it's just one, send me. Because you know what? I was the one. Once upon a time, I was the one. Can we normalize this? Not competing. That should be normal. Preferring others over ourselves. That should be normal. Helping those in need when we can. That should be normal. Taking the last while giving away the first. That should be normal. Celebrating one another, celebrating other people without even you being celebrated. That should be normal. And it's not. As I review things, it crossed my mind that Jesus was to most people an anomaly. He did things people didn't think were normal. He went to places no one else would go to. Can you imagine the Lord telling you to go to the hood and you from the suburbs? You like, Lord, I don't think that was you. It was him. Clearly it was. Heard a story one time. I hear lots of stories and I think I should tell them all, right? I heard a story one time. There was a couple. They were a non-African American couple and the Lord told them to go move to the hood. So they moved into the hood in a house. And the woman, she stayed at home, and they were pastors. They were pastors, like youth pastors or something like that. So the woman, she stayed at home during the day. The husband worked, and she would notice, because it was summertime, she would notice that all these little kids would just be out in, just outside. This not 2025, honey, because ain't nobody outside. We all on smartphones, but this was when kids would go outside. And she said that she was asking the Lord, because they're of course trying to grow this youth group. Lord, what can I do that's going to get these people to in this neighborhood, these kids, to really come and talk to me. I'm trying to talk to them. I want to tell them about the Lord, all the things. Because she would go out and talk to them. But you different in this neighborhood. I don't think you belong here. So stranger danger, we're not talking to you. And the Lord gave her an idea. He said, feed them, make sandwiches. And every day during the summer, she would make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I believe it's peanut butter and jelly. It might be ham and cheese. Don't get me wrong on this. She made sandwiches. And every day around the lunchtime hour, she would come out on her porch with the sandwiches. And the kids slowly started coming over to get the sandwiches. Now they had to sit and listen while they ate their sandwich. And she would begin to just tell them little stories about the Bible, whatever. Now, I'm not saying that if you go to the hood, there are people who don't know the Bible. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this is one thing that the Lord told these people to do. So don't get it twisted, okay? I'm not saying that. But it grew. And more kids kept coming, and more kids kept coming. Now you got to ask yourself, how in the world am I supposed to be feeding these people? Because my husband works, I stay at home. But the Lord kept finding ways, and people showing up with a donation of this and a financial blessing of that. And when God orders it, Joyce Meyer, he pays for it. When God orders something, he pays for it. And this lady, because she was obedient to do what God told her, kept coming with those kids, and they began to tell them the stories of Jesus. People were getting saved. Their little youth group was growing by people they wouldn't even imagine. But Jesus did all of those things. He went places that none of us would step foot in. He sat with people none of us would sit with. He got down in the dirt with the woman who was caught in the act of adultery, and all the rest of us was doing was throwing stones at her. And he got down in the dirt with her, and he said, listen, where are your accusers? I don't see nobody. Everybody was there throwing stones, y'all, and I probably would have been there too. He said, nobody is here. Now, don't do it again. Now, go about your business. Now, here's what I realized about me and recognizing me, that I've been the woman caught before. Not in the act of adultery, but I've been the woman doing what I shouldn't have been doing, or being in a place I shouldn't have been before I knew Jesus. And he came and he got down in my dirt with me, and he wrote something. And he said, Shakima, nobody is here to accuse you. Why don't you just go on about your business and do what I've asked you to do? And I had to make a decision. Is it more valuable for me to follow the Lord, or is it more valuable for me to follow the trend? I think you should follow Jesus. He's been trending for thousands and thousands of years. That trend you following right now, only here for 15 minutes. And I'm so thankful that the Lord allows me to do the things that I do. Do I do it perfectly? Again, no. Do I do it every time? No, but I try. I try real hard. Lord, who today? Where today? What today? How can I be helpful? And he always gives me what I'm supposed to have, and always tells me what I'm supposed to do. If you go back and you read Genesis 1:26, 7, and 8, it says, God said, let us make man in our own image, and he formed man out of the dust of the ground, blew into man, and man became The thing that's in him is now in me. It is a dereliction of our responsibility not to mimic and imitate what he did. He went, he drove his donkey, he got there. He went to places that nobody else would go to. Sat with people nobody else would sit with, fed 5,000 and another 4,000 and these many thousand. He just fed folks. They said, Jesus, send the people away. We don't got nothing to feed them. He said, what do you have? This is all I got. He said, give it to me. Y'all sit down. Let me bless it. He fed everybody and took up some extra stuff. Do we not pray, God, increase me so that I'll be able to increase other people? They said to him, you're not going to pay your taxes? He said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Told one of the disciples, go down to the river and there's going to be a fish there. Get the money out to pay the taxes for you and for me. He will make sure that you have everything you need to do what he's called you to do. And that's what's going to set you apart from everybody else. That's what's going to make you an anomaly. In your stilettos, with your blonde hair and your blinged out earrings every time. Every single time. And why do you care for the recognition anyway? It all goes back to him. God gets the glory for everything that we do. Is that not the testimony that we have? It's the testimony we should have. Further pondering makes me think that people like me should be the norm. And I'm only telling you what somebody else called me. I don't call myself this. I'm just a regular person. Perhaps all of us should be willing to go, to do, to be, to help, and to serve, just like Jesus. Being what others have said about me used to bother me. It used to hurt my feelings. Most people don't want to be around the unusual. But thinking about Jesus, I finally have decided that I am in good company, being someone that I'm not expected to be. I guess being an anomaly is not so bad. Before I leave you, I want to ask you the same question I ask you every night. And I'm praying that at some point in these 90 nights, you're going to answer yes. Do you know him? The question on the floor is, do you know him? And are you an anomaly? Do you choose to be it? See, I had to choose this life. I didn't choose this title. I didn't choose the wording that somebody assigned to me, but I chose to follow Jesus. Chose it with my whole heart. Would choose it again. If he gives me another choice, if he ever comes back to me and he asks me, Shakima, will you follow me? I pray that I don't say, let me go bury my dad. Please let me go bury my dad. He said, okay, you can go do it. But when I come back and trying to get on the board, he's already done left me. I pray that I just leave it all. I don't want I don't want nothing left. Let me just leave it here, give it to somebody. Listen, when you give away all that you have so you can't go back to it, you don't have any other choice but to follow the Lord. And I gave away the one thing that was so important in my life. It was my marriage. I had made my marriage, not marriage, but my marriage an idol in my life. And when it was no longer there, I had no other choice but to follow Jesus. And it's the best choice I ever made. For the last 12 years, I have been living the best life I've ever lived. And I don't think that it's going to get any worse. I can only see it getting better. But it gets better because the Lord provides an opportunity for me to continue to serve. My children, all of them except one, are grown, and Jackson will graduate in June and go off to college. That leaves me here in this house. Do you think I'm just going to sit around these four walls and twiddle my thumbs with nothing to do? No, ma'am. God, would you please give me an assignment? Who do you want me to help? Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? That's what I'm going to do. Why? Because to me, that's normal. You can be that anomaly. All you got to do is make a decision for Christ. Make people think that you are. All you have to do is make a decision for Christ. Make people think that you are, but who cares what people think, right? Who cares? Just be what Jesus wants you to be. We do not care. Here's the thing. I'm rooting for you. If you've accepted Jesus, Welcome to the family. And if you still unsure, girl, come back tomorrow night. We gonna be here. We got something for you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we're talking. Wait, what? Tomorrow night's excerpt is wait, what? Join me, you guys, tomorrow. We're coming out of Matthew 24:4. I will see you all tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things, follow. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the hearts, all the stars, all the likes, all the shares, all the things. I appreciate you more than you can know. It is in my heart to serve, and God has given me this. I love you guys. I'll see you all tomorrow night. Thank you for joining me. Bye now. Bye, everybody. See you later. Bye, y'all.